We have to go to give us a fun field day and also an educative arena for we parents to learn one or two things. Moving on, we'll take our first presentation from the primary school. Our first presentation from the primary session.
Junior secondary. Our first presentation is from our junior secondary students.
Okay.
Please let's applaud them as they come forward for their presentation.
Good day, respectable parents, honorable teachers, and distinguished guests. I am Akirako Esther. Here with me is Okorovet. We are tertiary students of Bosol College. Today we speak not to criticize, but to appeal from our hearts to the parents, to allow the children receive discipline and guidance, both at home and at school, so that we may have a bright and colorful future. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 22 verse 6, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. This Bible verse shows us that discipline for a child is not optional. It's a responsibility that is to be taken with dignity. Whatever you plant in your children's life today determines what they will become tomorrow. Every successful child was once sharpened and shaped at home. The home is the first classroom, and the parents are the first teachers. When discipline is not enforced at home, the school struggles to correct what should have been done earlier in life. Discipline, if without correction today, is going to become a great challenge tomorrow. Not because he or she is bad, but because he or she was not trained. The children learn that rules can be ignored. This destroys the child's life positively. We children appeal to our parents to do their work. It should be noted that education cannot succeed when both parents and teachers are on the opposite side when it comes to discipline. When teachers have the support of parents, children become responsible with good growth, self-control, and respect. Parents are also being called to support learning at home. Assignment are not punishment, they are tools for development academically. Parents therefore should motivate their children or what to do their assignments through supervision and encouraging them to set time apart for studying at home. If you assist your children with all this, you are fulfilling Proverbs 22 verse 6 in the right way. Dear parents, it should be noted that the outside world is not gentle or friendly. If they don't learn discipline, life will teach them in a more other and harsher way tomorrow. In conclusion, a bright future is not built on freedom without boundaries, but on training with love and discipline with wisdom. Let us obey the verse of the scripture and train our children well, so that they will stand firm and not move away from the right path. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please a round of applause for them, okay? Let's train our children in order for them to be in the right path. Moving on, we have our first seminar for today, and Mrs. Anadi, who do we have to take our first seminar?
The first seminarian that will engage us in today's workshop, titled that I did child in school, is no any other person than a psychologist, Mr. Daniel Alexandra Chukwuwa. He's a school educational psychologist. He holds NC, B.Edu, MED, and presently rounding up his PhD in educational psychology. Please, with a clap, let's just welcome Mr. Daniel Alexandra.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, parents. Welcome you to our school today. On behalf of the school management, I want to thank you so much for trusting us and for coming to this great occasion. As I've heard, the topic we are looking at today, we are looking at an ID child from ID home in ID school. And parents, how do we build ID child? There is a war going on. and it's a serious war. How do we win this war? That's why we have invited here today. I've discussed psychology. I have goal to achieve in my own job here. One, my first job here is to observe, that is to describe, and two, to explain, three, to predict, four, to control, and five, to improve. What that means? The child is brought, we observe the behavior, that's the first thing we do, and we describe the behavior objectively. And after that, we explain the behavior to whoever wants to care about what is going on. And three, we predict, that means we speculate in the future whether the child will do well or not. And number four, I told you that apart from that, we also control. We help them to assimilate and to be able to manage their character. And lastly, we help them to improve on their behavior in the nearest future. So this morning, I'm talking to you on raising an ideal learning child. How do we raise an ideal learning child? And there is a philosopher, an Italian philosopher. He said something of recent. He was interviewed in 2015 on the topic, the invention of the idiot. By summation, he said, the global phenomenon today, we are going through era of idiot in rain. Idiot raining. What do you mean? He said, if you go to the media, especially social media today, it's being controlled by the men of the bar. What ought to be said in the bar is not coming to social media, and this is going to the children thinking and domicile today. So we are having a serious challenge on how do we manage our children's character. A philosopher said, I quote him, he said, the greatest war to win the fight and win today is the word of ideology. It's a serious battle today because it is very easy to build a bad character, but difficult to maintain or to, when it's been to destroy it can be very, very traumatic. That is, a child gets bad character today, very easy, but to destroy it, it is very, very troublesome. Now, how do we help our children today? I'll be talking to you from three perspectives. One, fight their struggle. How do we help children to fight their struggle today? There is a generational crisis and dynamism going on. For example, anybody born before 1980, they are called Gen X. And those who are born between 1981 and 1995, they are called Gen Y. Those who are born between 1996 and 2011, they are called Gen Z. And those who are born between 2012 and 2023, they are called Gen Alpha. Those who are born between 2024 and 2045, they are called Gen Beta. Parents, if I ask you sitting down before me, I'm sure I'm talking to Gen X and Gen Y. But you have challenge with Gen Z and Gen Alpha. There is a neuropsychologist, a neuroscientist. His name is called Jared Kuna. Jared Kuna over from New York City released an article very shortly, not too long ago. He said the older generation, that is, every generation did better than their parents until Gen Z. That's what he said. He said all the generations, like Gen X, like Gen Y, they did better than their parents. But Gen Z could not. That means Gen Z is worse than their parents. And I'm talking to some of the parents who are here today. Your children are either Gen Z or Gen A. Now, according to him, he said Gen Z, they are least of intelligence. That means these children today, their intelligence is not as high as before. Why? Not that IQ has dropped, because before, the highest IQ before was around 130. But today we have IQ going to around 200 plus. Then the question is what is contradiction? If IQ is rising, but intelligence is dropping, what is the problem? According to him, he said Gen Gen Z, said number one, they are weak in attention span. And that is very, very challenging today. Is before we noticed that the attention span before were around 90 minutes, but today attention span has dropped drastically. And so Gen Z is struggling with attention span. Apart from that, he said they lack critical thinking skill. Why? Because the brain is not used. The brain is not tasked. If you give them homework today, all you see them doing is to go on internet. Not even internet today, they go to AI to download the answer. They do not want to task the brain any longer. And this is the issue. And apart from that, he said lack of reading skill has dropped. Then he concluded by saying they thought they were smarter than their parents, whereas they are not. According to him, he called them dumber. Now, he said the children of nowadays spend half of their working day, their waking time on screen. And that is the problem today. So these are the issues today. Parents, we are having serious issues dealing with Gen Z. But apart from that, if you come to our school today, our Gen Z are almost out. If we have Gen Z in our school today, we only have them in our SS3. What you have from SS2 down to primary 1 to baby class today, they are all Gen Alpha. Now, think about it. If Gen Z is worse than their parents, what do you think will happen to Gen Alpha? And these are the issues in our hands today. Now, parents, how do we help them to fight their battle? Some children were brought to me in the school here. I met a child, he told me, I want to commit suicide. And I said, why do you want to commit suicide? He said, my parents said, I must pass. And because you have to pass, that is why you want to commit suicide. Parents, we have a lot of war in our hands to fight today. Serious war to fight. Then the question is, how do we fight war? Because parents and the school, they are not on the same page. You have heard from one of the speakers here. He said, we are in opposite of each other. And that is the issue today. Something happened in one of our schools here. Here because I am the psychology of the school. Last 2 weeks, children were brought to me from SS2. They wrote director test. And about 7 of them could not score more than 15 over 100. So they were brought. So when they came to me, I told them to me, I said, you are very, very wicked. And they looked to me and said, why? I said, can you imagine? I asked them, where is your father working? I said, my father works in the airport. Where's your father? My father has gone out early in the morning. What about you? And can you imagine your father being called upon? Not because of your school fees, not because, but to come to school and rescue your lackadaisical attitude. Is that not wickedness? He just looked at me and started crying. And I said, but that is wickedness. You are wicked than devil, I told them. And they felt power. And I was very happy. And they told me, sir, you will change from being wicked person. I said, that's what I want you to do. Parents, we have issue in our hand, but we are not on the same page. Something happened about 2 years ago. I went to GS3 and I observed their character. I came to the principal and said, there is a girl in GS3. This girl, she's coming to SS1. She's going to make SS1 very difficult for you. And so the school said, I should interview the girl. So I invited the girl to my office. And I said, excuse me, this kind of character may not be acceptable in our SS class. And the girl looked at my face and said, who told you I'm coming to your SS class? And I said, okay, if you are not coming, let me ask. So I called Mr. Rashid. Please, can you put a call to the father of this girl? I want to know whether the girl is coming to our SS class. And the girl was looking at me and I said, who is my father? I was shocked. Who is your father? I said, who is he? That will talk to me. I mean, your father. He said, who is he that will talk to me? Then I was shocked. And I called, the parent called back and said, yes, it's my daughter. But I fear him. I mean, I fear her so much. I cannot even drink her water. I was shocked. Your daughter, you can't drink her water. Say, I'm scared of that girl. The girl was so arrogant and he told me, well, my father cannot control me. And I told the parents, I said, we cannot take this girl in our SS class. Because if you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. And the girl, when she came back to our SS class, the school could not admit the girl. This is the kind of home we have today. Some homes are not standing firm. Their children are in control. Something happened. I've been giving a lot of scenario of what happened in our school here. Parents, you know, if you look at the children, today is Valentine, right? But if you ask the children, because of children were asking me last week, how do we celebrate Valentine? And I say, what do you mean? Say, how do we celebrate our dates? Dates? Primary 4, primary 5. Say, I'm talking about my boyfriend. Wow. So you have a boyfriend. Say, yes now. And these are the children we have today. Parents, go back home today and tell your children, check what is in their head. I did my research. I went around the classes. I was asking the children, tell me your best artist. And they mentioned 4 artists that are in charge of their song today or music today. Number 1, they mentioned Asake, they mentioned Davido, they mentioned Zero, and they mentioned Rema. Now, I'm going to give you a song of Rema because I was asking them, sing the song of Rema to me. And the guy said, one of the songs I enjoy most is this. Come here, waiting they worry you. Bring your body to me. I want to rub am. I know say you see me, but I get money pass your papa. That's the song of Rema, which your children listen to. And I asked them, sing as I want to hear the song. And the child said, so Balaja, not a waste time. These are the songs in the heart of the study that he told me the country where you can study. How much are they paying? He told me exact dollar. How much they pay? 100 dress. Yes, he gave me detail of how they behave. And I asked him, if you are caught, what happened to you? He said, I'm ready to die. I mean, I was JS1. Another point was brought to me about 4 weeks ago. In fact, I was in the office there. And the parent called me, I need a psychologist. And I said, what happened? He said, my son just beat me now. How old is your son? 40 years old. And what do you want to do? He said, I can't stay in the house again. I told the parent, I am at Bosol school, I can't live here, I'm working already. I will see you in the afternoon. The man said, I can't stay in the house. And I said, okay, you know what? Take that child to police station. I will come and meet you and your child there. So the boy said, can I talk to the psychologist? And the boy gave, and the boy was given to the boy. The boy said, excuse me, I will not kill him before you come. I will keep him and I will wait for you. So I closed here and I walked down to the parent right at boy stand there. And I asked the boy, what did it happen? He said, my father collected my phone for me. What is going on? He said, that phone is my life. And I asked the father, what is in the phone? He said, pornography. And the boy said, yes, pornography is good. I can't do without it. I live on it. And I said, okay, is that? He said, then the father came and collected my phone, and I was very angry. That is why some to say, break his head. For some to tell me, don't break his head, just eat his body. Parents, these are the children we are dealing with today. Something happened in our school here. A child in one of the primary class, she looked at the teacher and said, I'm going to beat you up. Primary 4 in our school here wanted to beat up the teacher. What am I saying, parents? We have a lot of issues, If you come to my record here, you'll be surprised what kind of children are we dealing with today. It's like whole system has come down. There is no structure any longer. And that is why we are asking ourselves, how do we build home? when we are not on the same page with the school, we are not on the same page with the school here. So parents are sending their children to school. If they correct you, come and tell me. I was talking to a parent. There was a parent in one of the schools. We couldn't correct the child. Now the child has graduated from secondary school. I think she has even left university. We met the parent of this head. We asked the woman, how is your child doing? She said, which of the child? I said, that's your daughter. She said, it's a useless daughter. No, useless how? She said, last week she beat me up. Said, wow, she beat you up. So parents, what are we saying? These children will not be with us forever. They are coming back to your house. The question is, I hope we are not rearing monsters. That is why it is high time we sit down and check this what is called love, love, love. I love my children. What is love? You know, if you look at China, for example, we know that China today, they ask China, how is it that the children are doing well? You said in China, children walk from home to school, and when they get to school, they clean their school, they clean everything. But if you come to private school, if you take your child to school, you will frown. But what is coping strategy? Children today, they are no more responsible. And responsibility is order of the day. Parents, when you are in secondary school, was it like this? In those days, when you are corrected, you don't tell anybody at all. But today you come to school and fight. But so these children are coming back to you. They are coming back to you. And that's why today I really pity a lot of parents, because I deal with a lot of children who are going through schizophrenic disorder, that is mental disorder today, a lot of them. If you go to Yaba this morning, go and see, you will see those children coming in their 10s, in their 100, less than 15 years of age. They are smoking, they are taking a lot of narcotic drugs. So the question is, how do we salvage this generation? Then it is high time we all stood up to rise to this responsibility. Now, what is the challenge of these children? By the summation, number one, the lack of motivation. Children don't want to go to school today. Bosol school tell them, in this place, if you don't read, you will fail. Is that not true? Is that not true? Because there are no shortcut to success. There are things to fight today. Number one, we notice that, please, page one, that is fight their struggle. Now, we look at what are they going through today. Number one, we notice they are going through a lot of challenges. And what are the challenges they are going through today? As no parent, we must understand the challenge, we must realize they are. Please, can you scroll on and see it?
Fight your struggle.
Okay, number one. Okay, so number one, we have lack of motivation. Children today, they lack motivation. They don't want to pass. And the environment is so bad. It's not the children's fault. They are born to this environment where integrity is gone. You know, in those days, somebody said, if you lose your health, you lose something. If you lose your wealth, you lose nothing. If you lose your character, you lose everything. But today, it has turned around. Today, if you lose your wealth, you lose everything. If you lose your character, you lose nothing. And that's why you see some private schools today, examination for practices is the order of the day. But we tell the children, if you don't work hard, you will repeat a class. And so, one, we need to, they lack motivation. Number two, we notice that they are distracted. So, can you imagine children today having an iPhone coming to school and you start to see the phone in their hands? Children are distracted today. And number three, we notice that they are having pressure and stress. These children, they are really stressful. Because some children will come, they will tell you, my home is not settled. My daddy and my mommy, they are fighting. And those things are affecting them psychologically. If you are not settled, it's affecting them. And that's why we say settle your score. Because these children, they are traumatized today. A boy was brought to me, was it about 3 weeks ago. The mother said, this my child is a monster. I said, how can you give birth to a monster? He said, the father is in Canada. He bought in a phone worth about 500,000. And the boy broke the phone yesterday. And when the boy broke the phone, I called the father. And the father said, take this boy to the police station. And the boy said, Mommy, let us go now. I'm ready to go with you. So when they got to the police station, the people was asking the boy, did you break the phone? The boy said, yes, I broke it. Will you kneel down? The boy said, is that all? And the policeman was wondering. He said, Madam, take your child home. And so when I was asking the boy, what happened? He said, can you imagine? My mother is the second wife in this home. And all that basically they are in Canada. But as for me, the first son, I'm a great first son. So the boy was going to what is called trauma in the brain. There are many things that traumatize the children of nowadays. So they have stress in their body. And then they have what is called instant gratification. That is, they want to have their cake and eat it at the same time. They don't want to be stressed at all. You give them work, they don't want to do it. You give them class work, they want to run out. So they have that challenge. And then lifestyle has changed. Today, we all see lifestyle has changed. If you go out, what are they hearing? What are they seeing? They are no more value of the day. The norms and value has dropped. Apart from that today, we notice that the norms has gone a negative mentor today. Most of the mentors are not good influencers. These are the challenges that your children are going through today. Now, I go to number 2. Feel their strength. How do we feel their strength today? As you know, parents, it is high time we come around to help our children. You know, we live in a country where we worship laziness. Can you imagine? Some people will not go to work on Monday morning. They said they are going for prayer meeting and they are looking for Olori. Can you imagine that? They are looking for Olori. And don't forget that Yoruba said something. Yoruba said, Atelewo emi. And that is the simple truth. So the children must work hard today. Tell your children their first Olori in life is themselves. Because they are born with potential. It's in them. These children can make it without turning to Yahoo. I met a boy of this and he said he is a content creator. And I asked him, tell me what you are creating. Can you imagine that? And that's the issue because we know that Gen Z problem is materialistic. Yes, no, and that's it. And we tell them, these your mentors, they are not good ones. They are kidnappers, they are bandits, and they are ritualists. So we tell the children, Gen Z are too materialistic. And we tell Gen Alpha, don't copy the bad character of the Gen Z, or else they are going to mislead you. Let's tell the children, they are strength, they have the strength to do well. They are strong. You can see some of them that came up here now. When it comes to IQ, they have the pain. Only the problem is just to sit down and read. So number 1, we have to help them to build their locus of control. That is, we work on them being responsible. Then number 2, we need to minimize their distraction. We need to help them to minimize the distraction because they are highly distracted. And number 3, we should help them to provide academic support to assist them. Like those children that are not doing well in our SS class, we have told them they must stay around. They must go through another tutorial class so that they can do well in the forthcoming examination. Now, because I have told the children they have capacity to pass, so we must help them to establish a consistent study schedule. This will help them to do well in all their subsequent examinations. Then we also help them to prioritize tasks and manage time effectively. These men don't prioritize tasks. They don't know what they even want today because the environment is so distracting. And so we need to help them to prioritize their, whatever they have to do, they must put. That is, their academic should be the first priority of their time. Then we must work with their mentors. That is, we must come around. Some parents are fighting teachers. And we can't fight the teachers. How do we bring the teachers down before the children? Like I've witnessed many schools where parents came to school to fight. In fact, I witnessed one of recent. A child was corrected and the mother came with 5 friends and with one mother to come and beat just a single teacher. 6 parents against 1 teacher. Can you imagine that today? You ask what has happened. So parents, we need to help our children to overcome and then to build their strength. And the last part is now fence their potential. What do we do today? We need to monitor their feedback. If I ask you parents today, what was the score of your child in the last examination? What was the score? You need to help them. Something happened to one of our child in our school year. About 2 weeks ago, the child was to be sent away by the principal. Then I noticed the boy was becoming another thing entirely. Then I asked Mr. Shego, please can I see the result of this child? Actually, the child did not check his result. So the child was now misbehaving, thinking that if I misbehave, I'll be rusticated. So the child, I got through the child result, the child actually did well. Though this child is in the class, she now noticed that wow, I can do well in this particular subject. So he told me, sir, I am going to improve. I am going to change. So we should come around and understand what they are doing. We need to feed the feedback, and then we need to empower them so that they will also have the autonomy. Because students should understand there is only a consequence for any action. Every action has consequence. Our children must understand that, and that will help them to do well in their academic pursuit. Now, parents, as a round up, what are the tips you need to put on as a parent? Number one, as speed. Please can you go to the last person? Now, parent, you have some tips you must put on to help the children to do well. One, that is speed. Paying attention to their needs. You need to understand their need